Go, bitches.
We're on. Relentless Grind, I have no idea. Last week we didn't get a show in because the tech man Liam was in Russia helping Vladimir Putin with some North Korea nuclear disarmament technical stuff.
Wouldn't put it past him.
Or, I don't know, he might have been mowing his lawn or some shit, I don't know. But this week, got my old mate Timmy, the funny dude from the Comedy Generation.
Yeah.
Welcome, brother.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be on the show. It's one of many podcasts I've been part of in Townsville lately. It seems to be the ever-growing trend, and it's good to see. But yeah, thanks for getting us along.
Yeah. So, I see when you rolled in today, you got your Mustang in the shop, mate. You got Nana's car today?
Yeah, I rolled in a 1976 Galant.
Sweet.
Full granny spec. You know, like guys get cars to get chicks' attention.
Yeah.
I get dudes' attention with that. Non-stop, I get old men going, oh, I had one of those. And I'm constantly going out to the parking lot and have guys just walk around my car. So,
hey.
Not that I'm into that. But
whatever floats your boat, bro. Nice. So, you have a job, a day job, obviously, and comedy's your bit of passion, a bit of a hobby.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about how you sort of ended up going down that road. You've always been a class clown, so to speak, or what's that?
Always been a bit of it, yeah. Sort of, I was brought up as sort of the youngest of 4 boys, Irish mother, so I learned how to be quick with my mouth rather quick. I never really considered doing comedy till I was in my mid-20s.
Yep.
And it was really just sort of through the relentless grind of life, really, what got me into comedy. Like I was selling cars at the time, working big hours, and just needed something to vent out and somewhere to express myself. And I stumbled across Townsville Comedy Generation and started off doing a course that they did. They don't do them anymore. And started doing open mics. And I've been doing it for 3.5 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Loving it?
Loving it, mate. It's a good vice, you know, because unless you're doing some sort of hobby, like, you know, you do your Muay Thai and your fighting and all that kind of stuff, I can't really take a punch to the face as good as you. So
face needs punching, look.
I like to get in front of a crowd and see who I can stir up, and
yeah, for sure.
It's a good release getting that big laughter, you know.
Yeah. And I don't know how you do it, man, because it's sort of as far as the creative arts, it's one of the hardest genres to do, because like music, you could write a song and, you know, Stairway to Heaven's still a cool song. You can play it, someone else's song, and you can be good at it. Yeah. You tell someone else's jokes.
Oh.
And you're shit. Like
that's right. Yeah.
You can't do that.
And if we can swear on this show, it's a massive head fuck comedy, really.
Yeah.
Because you can overthink it and not come up with a good product at all, but it's usually what you just think of, which is natural to you and what's funny to you, is usually what you should roll with. You should really just roll with your gut with comedy. The golden rule is the funniest things in the world are right underneath your nose. So you usually don't have to look too far to think of something funny. Yeah. But I made the mistake of Googling. You know, you write some great punchlines, some great jokes, never type them into Google, because every joke's been written. Yeah. It all comes down to the premise that you deliver it on and how you do it. What
the context of it or something. But how do you go, like, in this day and age, fucking political correctness, man? Like, you pretty much, you're going to offend somebody at some point. Look, you just got to deal with that. Like,
political correctness can eat a dick as far as comedy is concerned.
I'm hearing that. Now I like what you're talking about.
At the end of the day, people go to a show to laugh. If you go to a show to be offended, you should fuck off. Really. Yeah. You know, some people do push it too far when they're up on stage. There's no doubt about that at all. But I suppose it's part of the art form, and you got to sort of be challenged to laugh. Yeah. You know, if you can't laugh at just about anything, well, I guess you got to have a look at yourself, not so much at the man on stage.
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty good way of looking at it, because people, I suppose, if they're paying to go to a venue and see an act, you know, they should enjoy that act for what it is, not try and look too deep into it. And if it's comedy, I mean, at the end of the day, it's there to make people laugh. Everything should be taken in a comedic context.
Exactly. You got to take it with a grain of salt, and you know, if you're not trying to find or look into the funny premise of that joke, it's you know it's a bad joke if you can't find it. But I think it was Bill Hicks once said you got to perform to the top 2% of the crowd as far as intelligence goes. So you shouldn't really try and pull any punches. I think you should really get into it, and whatever you're thinking that you want to express, express it. You know, I don't think there's any perfect way to do comedy.
Have you ever gone on stage and just bombed? Like just looked out there and there's just not one happy person there, and you've just gone, oh no.
I got a couple which I've done. First off, I took my first like paid gig, and it was just on our messenger on Facebook. It was a council gig.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, that doesn't sound too bad. No one else is putting their hand up. Anyway, I put my hand up and I was like, okay, we'll give you the details as it comes forward. And it was about 3 months away, this gig. So I was like, got plenty of time to prepare.
Yeah.
About a month away, I saw the flyer drop for this, and it was an LGBTQ event. So lesbian, gay, and whatever the abbreviations are, event. And it was also for the hearing impaired as well. And it was out at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of the park, and it would have been about 20 people. And I was just like, how the fuck have I ended up here? And I had a sign interpreter next to me on the stage, and I had to scrap 80% of the material that I'd written. It was a big learning curve for me.
Yeah.
It sort of taught me to diversify my comedy a bit, which I have. And the second time, I got fed copious amounts of alcohol before I got up on stage. Usually I'm pretty drunk before I get up. But
Yeah.
So that was another learning curve. But other than that, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think what I find funny about comedy is I enjoy a good bomb as much as I enjoy someone who's killing it. I find that just as satisfying to watch.
Yeah, someone else bombing.
Someone else bombing, not me.
Watching them, see how they deal with it. And
you need to bomb though. You need to.
Well, it's probably, I haven't done it, but I can imagine it's probably a big part of the learning curve.
Massive part of the learning curve, and you can sort of build off that bomb as well. Some people can creatively bomb on purpose, just for the act. If you look back at the Andy Kaufmans and the great comedians, sometimes they just go out to bomb. Not that I've intentionally gone out to bomb. I wish I could. But bombing's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get many people like heckling you in the audience and stuff? You had to deal with?
Yeah. We perform at a few different events around Townsville, and as you may know, Townsville's only got a number of classy locations. So we work in front of the working class, and they love to have a few drinks, and we love heckling. I love heckling. At least you know that they're listening and they're getting involved.
That's true.
And there's a cool rule which I learned from Lewis Dool, and he runs the Townsville Comedy Generation. When he was sort of giving me the ground rules of comedy, and I asked him about hecklers, and he said you can either shut them down, just keep going, or just give them the mic and get off the stage.
Yeah.
So, sometimes with hecklers, you just got to let them give themselves enough rope. Let them, throw off a couple of hecklers, and then you just got to slam them. If you can't slam them, it's fucked.
Yeah.
Some people will just kill you.
Yeah.
It's an art form in itself, heckle mastery.
So, what's your sort of role in the Comedy Generation now? You like MC some events and stuff? MC
a few events. I perform most of them, probably 80% of the events I try and get up and do it. And we obviously get acts that come down from Melbourne and the bigger acts, so I usually get up in a support role for those guys. And also in a bit of a producing role at the Kerwin Tavern for the open mic night, so I've got to get the lineups, get everyone together and get them up on stage. So it's a pretty light role, to be honest. It's just as I said, it's as much a hobby at this point.
Yeah.
We've got our own podcast, the Old Comedy Podcast. If you want to check it out,
check it out.
Comedy Generation on
Facebook. Pretty funny.
Some
magic goes on there. You see Tim's cool car.
Yeah, you get to see the Galeen.
No Mustang. Still in the shop. Fords. Happens.
But no, mate. It's just good to get involved.
That's the shit. So, what's the plans future-wise for comedy in Townsville? Have you got any aspirations to make it your life in the future? Do you reckon? Or
yeah, mate. Look, it's sort of one of those things. It started off as a hobby, and it's a hobby that's gotten out of control because I feel like I'm doing a lot better than what I thought I would have gone to start with. Not by performance or anything like that, but by the fact that I'm still in it.
Yeah.
A lot of people go and just do 1 or 2 shows. They're shattered, confidence broken. They never come back again. A lot of people, they do it, kill it, and they never come back again. Where I've still sort of got the drive where I want to keep doing it. And Townsville's got a great scene. The last 2017 and 2016. 2 Townsville comedians have won Melbourne Raw Comedy Festival, which is a national contests for amateur comedians. They go on to be professionals, and Danielle Walker and Zach Dyer. So in that respect, hopefully we're going to get some auditions for Raw Comedy here in Townsville. Generally, we have to travel to Brisbane, then go to another heat in Brisbane, then go down to Melbourne, which is a fair bit of commitment and time for people who work full time like myself. So hopefully we get the Raw Comedy tryouts here in Townsville next year.
That's another positive for the North. For like we're still a regional centre, and we sort of get ripped off a lot.
We do
with a lot of things, and to have things like that come to town, it's just got to benefit everyone. You know, everyone should go and check it out, support it. Like all this local talent that's out there, it should be supported. You know.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, and a lot of comedians that do come from our town really are shocked by the level of quality that we do have in Townsville comedy, and just the variation. You know, we don't have a roster of 30 Jerry Seinfelds. We got a bit of everything. We got a bit of deadpan comedy. We've got people who are loud. We've got people who are very creative wordsmiths, and we got shit cunts like myself. So you got to come down and check it out.
Shit cunts.
Sorry about the language.
Hey, there's no political correctness on the grind, brother. Say whatever you like.
Yeah.
We don't do censorship here.
Oh, that's great.
Not at all. Just get with it and go. What else? What else is new in your world other than comedy? I heard a little rumour that you might be going to America.
Yeah. So how I got to know you is I was a delivery driver for a local parts company here in Townsville, just pottering around, and I'd drop into the shop here, throw your spark plugs and say goodbye. And I did that to sort of get away from selling. I spent 10 years selling. So I was with Joyce May, and I was with Toyota, and I got to the point where I was really sick of people, like just hated people. Not that I do now. So, you know, I had sort of a vacation job in being a delivery driver, and then out of the blue I landed a job with the radio. So I basically sell advertising to businesses, and with Kicks Country Music, which is a national country music station. You may be familiar with it, being a country man yourself. I was able to get the most new clients across the nation onto Kicks Country Music. So they rewarded me a trip to Nashville.
Tennessee.
I've only been in the job since April, so that was a bit of a fucking surprise, really. But Nashville's going to be a ripper. They've got some great stand-up clubs in Nashville, so I've already put my name down for a couple of those come April. So
to do an open mic over there.
Yeah, I'm going to take advantage of the trip.
Oh
and,
man, that's the go.
Get in front of some Americans and see if they can understand me.
Take some VBs.
See if you
can get them on duty.
Can you get VB in America?
Oh, well, I've been once and no. I never saw them. You might come back drinking Millers or Bud Lights or some weird shit like that. That's very cool. Very cool indeed. So, how long are you over there for? A couple of weeks?
So I think it's for a week, but I'm trying to extend for like up to 3 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
And I want to do all the American things, so I've looked into high car straight away.
Eat a cheeseburger the size of a Kenworth and...
Oh, all the crazy shit. I've been watching nothing but Nashville videos on YouTube for the past week and a half.
Yeah.
And did a bit of research into how I'm going to get around. So to give you an idea, for that period of time, 14 days, if I want to hire out a car, like the cheapest car I saw was a Holden Barina Spark, or a Chevrolet Spark over there, was $846. Or for $946, I can get a Dodge Challenger RT. So I think I'm going to be...
It's a no-brainer, isn't it? Like, you're going to roll around Nashville. You're going to roll around and cool, aren't you?
Oh, mate, like, you know, they may put... I don't know how brutal they are with Australians speeding in America. So...
What?
The police over there seem pretty fucking savage, but I'm not black, so I suppose I've got nothing to worry about. Not that I condone what they do.
Give it a crack, mate. No, that sounds sweet. Sounds like an awesome holiday.
Yeah.
And if you get a chance to do some open mics and stuff, that's...
Yeah, like...
And I'm guessing, like, you're bound to come back with a shitload of material. Like,
oh, I should do. Something's wrong. You know,
Yeah.
I'll hopefully be lucid for some of the trip to realise what's happening on around me, because...
So you know VBs.
Yeah.
Go gentle on the VBs and you'll remember.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, generally VB helps me.
Loves the Australian death beer.
Mate, I usually have about 6 of those underneath my belt before I get up on stage. It just loosens me up, you know, it gets rid of inhibition.
So does WD-40, man. But you don't drink it.
some people can get up and perform straight. I can't, you know. Like,
Yeah.
It's sort of like a personality shield.
Yeah.
So, you know, with hecklers in particular, you find people who are straight, you know, they're not under the influence of anything. First person heckling from the crowd, they've just rattled them off their script altogether.
Yeah.
And you see the person struggle for 30 seconds to get back.
Yeah.
At least with you, if you're drunk and you're in a rant, so you're sort of riffing off what you've written.
Yeah.
Someone speaks up, you literally can just say, shut the fuck up and just keep going,
Yeah.
you know. And it's usually the simplicity of beer.
Is it is it harder to get up on stage after someone that's just killed it? Like if you're up after someone, say,
And just murdered the crowd.
and they've just slaughtered the audience, and you're going, oh, I've got to top that, or I've got to keep up with that. Like,
that's really hard. The best thing to do is come out with a slam on that comedian straight away. Just smash them.
Yeah.
Just say something terrible about them. Just come out as a bit of a
roast them up.
Yeah, start off with a bit of a roast, and you just got to keep the energy up. If you haven't got the material ready, like you've sort of rocked up on the night, just think I'm just going to wing it, and then you see someone kill it before you, you're fucked. Even worse though is when someone bombs before you.
That's harder.
I've gone up after a guy that's just made the biggest reaction he got from the crowd through his whole set was a fucking game of pool breaking. That was the loudest noise that happened during his set. It was the most awkward thing ever. I got up afterwards, and it was like, I'd done that set about 3 times before, fucking killed it every time.
Yeah.
That set was just like, I brought the car from the crowd from an idle through to about, you know, second gear. So it was tough work, got a couple of chuckles, but I felt like shit afterwards.
Yeah.
Then I saw a guy come on after me, killed it with just a shit set. Not feeling bad at all. I'm not guilty to Ryan Boccolati, but you did good. Yeah.
Shout out to you, Holmes.
And that's the great thing about the community. It's a real tight-knit community here in Townsville Comedy. We often have roast battles as well. That's the latest trend. So, we're having, I think amongst 12 comedians, we're having a bit of a tournament. So one plays off against each comedian across each night, and it'll culminate in a grand roast.
Is that like the Tom Gleeson style?
Similar.
So that type of thing, yeah.
Similar, yeah, and it's fucking brutal. But one thing I've learnt is that you can have a night of great comedy, people are doing really good sets, but they won't really start laughing and really getting lit up till they see people just being derogatory towards each other. People like to see people kill each other. And that's why the roasting's working.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. We had a roast, a Townsville versus Cairns roast in June. And these Cairns guys came down firing, but this crowd was just fully into it. It was amazing. It's probably the loudest I've seen a group of people in Townsville, you know, laugh. It was probably a crowd of about 200 people, and we had 5-on-5, one play off against each other in a big roast battle, and I thought it was going to be a mess, you know, because really we're still in our infancy stages in Townsville comedy, and yeah, it really worked, and we got a great relationship with the guys in Cairns, so yeah,
that's cool. I mean, comedy seems to be a bit of a new platform locally in our area. I mean, I've lived here 28 years now, and I've seen comedians come from down south and stuff, obviously, but I've never seen as much regular gigs from you guys, you know, like from local talent. And I think people are in a whole are starting to get out more and start to realise that the world doesn't like on their phone.
That's right.
Everything doesn't stop on their phone, you know. They're starting to go and live a bit of life and realise that we have got some cool things to do up here in this, you know, even though we're the second biggest city in Queensland, it's still a regional centre. So I think anyone that's got any interest in anything, even creative, if you like music, have a look at some comedy, because if you get a laugh and it's a night out, you can't go wrong with that. Like that's a formula for a win every time. Right. And if you're into comedy, go and check out some live music, because there's plenty of good live music in this town too.
That's right.
And I think all these, you know, I don't know if you'd like to be referred to as an artist, but all these creative people should be supported. Whether it's at a local level and they're just like yourself and just want to do it as a, you know, a fill-in hobby and spare time, something for shits and giggles, or they want to forward that to become a full-time career. I think the more people we get out of our region doing it is definitely a positive thing.
That's right. And it's only going to build and build. You know, you look at the scenes in Melbourne and Sydney and so forth. It's a culture, and it's really starting to get like that here in Townsville. We really do have our own unique brand of comedy that we can really cherish up here. And I think people up in the north really look at the world in a different angle.
Sort of take it on the chin a bit more.
Exactly right. Yeah, we embrace our Australian culture a bit more.
Not so precious. Or
exactly right. You know, you go to some parts of the country and it's really lefty style comedy, you know, where they're laughing about paleo and gluten free and shit. And you mentioned one thing about, I'm not going to say it, but lefty comedy is killing this country, you know.
Oh, mate, I think the whole political correctness thing is killing comedy. You know, we've talked before. I'm a big Rogan fan, and you know, Joey Diaz and all them guys. I watch a lot of that stuff on YouTube, and man, like it just you cannot be political correct and funny. It just doesn't go in the same sentence. And these dudes, obviously, they live in a different country where the politics and everything's a bit different, but they just don't seem to give a fuck. Just don't give a fuck.
Yeah. You know, they made Elon Musk smoke a fucking roach. You know, like,
I saw that.
How good is that? It goes to show even you know, in the top 2% of the world, you know, there's a level of where you just should not give a fuck.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right.
It only holds you back. You're holding yourself back from, you know, other points of view, and you know, when you start closing your ears, you stop learning, really.
And at the end of the day, did it hurt anyone? No.
No.
Did it make lots of people laugh? Yes. So it's more positive than negative. So, you know.
Although that drawer of the roach cost him millions in stocks. Did you see that?
Oh, unlucky. Unlucky, eh?
Next day, Elon he puts on Twitter, I think, I'm a money magnet. He just didn't give a fuck. Like,
when you make, what do you say, $5 million selling not flamethrowers, and you can afford to be the first dude in the world to send your own brand of motor car into space just because that'd be cool. You don't give a fuck about your stocks.
Exactly.
You don't give a fuck.
Yeah, is there a point of no return?
You want to smoke a blunt on YouTube, go for gold, son. Who cares?
Yeah.
Should be more of it. All right, man. Well, thanks very much for coming and talking shit with us. And
thanks for having us.
Drinking some beers, and hopefully everyone out there can go and support the comedy and check it all out. And next dates, any upcoming dates that you want to let anyone know? 28th of September, we will be at the Heritage Exchange. We're doing a big gig for Golden Octopus, which is a great foundation. So we got Justin Brown, who's one of our leading comedians, who's doing his own show. So he's done it at Adelaide Fringe Festival and a few other big events. So it's nice. 30 minutes of his gold, 30 to 40, depends on how good he is on the night. It'll be two other comedians, Ryan Boccolati and myself. We'll also be supporting him. So get down to the Heritage on the 28th. It's all for the good cause. And check us out on Facebook, The Comedy Generation. Check it. Just Facebook? You got a YouTube channel as well? It is, it is on YouTube. I'll be lying to you if I told you the thing. I'm not very computer savvy. So just Townsville Comedy Generation, Facebook. You'll find your way. And if you find on YouTube, subscribe. Yep. View, subscribe. Same with us. Do all that shit because apparently it's cool. Thanks, Scotty. Thanks, brother. Cheers. Appreciate it, man. Peace.